Hello, everyone. This is the making of a More Marriage and Family, brought to you by More Society Incorporated. I am Christopher McGee, the founder of this organization. Now, this recording is about intimate relationships, their construction, structure, and function. To better understand the nature of relationships is a primary responsibility and focus for the Moore Society in its effort to develop a more refined African American culture. Now, our focus is in regards to each step of the relationship process. Our goal is to take each step, explore it, and formally define it. Formally define each step of the process of meeting someone to until you get to that initial dating stage. And then, of course, the dating stage, the courtship, the period of promise, the period of engagement, and then, of course, marital relations. Our goal is to define the role and responsibilities that come with each stage of development so that we can have a better understanding of what's expected of individuals and what one should understand to be a requirement of a potential marriage partner. Now, this particular recording is focusing on that pre period before actually dating. Now, in many ways, relationships between people are similar to relationships with groups of people or communities of people. Regardless of whether it's one on one or one on a multitude. Basically, a relationship should follow a pattern. This recording is focusing on that pattern. For example, uh, the initial meeting. A man and a woman come together at that initial meeting. They talk, they visit, and from that stage, they go to what you might regard as the getting together period. You know, you meet somebody, say, well, who is that person? Oh, this person I just met. Oh, this girl, oh, she's cool. I just met her. And then at the next stage of the relationship, you say, oh, what's up with you and your girl? Oh, man, I met her. We talked. We've been going back and forth. We getting together. Okay, y'all getting together. Okay, all right. Then at the next stage, you say, we hanging out. What y'all doing? We just been hanging out. And then from that period, you say, well, we talking. We talking. All right. Then you say, we hooking up. That stage when you're hooking up. Then we going together, and then ultimately, well, that's my man or that's my woman. Okay. And even though this is informal, it follows the same pattern as formal getting to know you. I mean, if you went out and you were considering a job, whether it's a job with a company or you're going to work for an individual, that first step is your resume process, where you give somebody a resume. And what is a resume? A resume gives introduction to you and to what you want. If it's a job, you say, well, my name is John Doe. I have a degree in so and so. My goal is to find a position that's entrance level, management. I'm looking for a position where I can continue my education, something that's versatile, not something that's cookie cut. I got to sit at a desk all day doing the same routine. I want to be able to interact with people, or I want to travel, or what have you. Their resumes are designed to give people that clip, that snapshot of what you're looking for. Then, of course, the next stage in the resume, you talk about your job experience. Okay, in this case, huh? And then you talk about education. and you might go into internships, volunteer work, and things of that nature. And this is what a resume does. It outlines your qualifications, your education, your preparation, and all of this points towards whatever position you seek. And when a man and a woman meet each other, their initial contact is a lot like a resume period. Yeah, hey, how you doing? My name's John. I said, yo, what you up to? I'm not much. I said, you here to meet somebody? Well, I'm not really looking for a relationship. I'm just looking for somebody to have fun with. Or he said, yeah, I'm looking for a relationship, but I don't want to just date. I mean, I'm in a stage of my life where I really want to have a husband. So, I mean, if a guy ain't trying to get serious, it ain't for me. And it's a resume period. You're letting them know this is a job I'm seeking. I'm seeking a position in a man's life, and even though initially it's an entrance level position, I plan on working and advancing up the relationship ladder, and hopefully one day being a CEO. I want him to put a ring on my finger and make me his chief executive officer. And you say, oh, that's what you want. Oh, so you want something real. And you go from there. Now, a man looks at a woman's resume, metaphoric. A woman looks at a man's metaphoric relationship resume. And from there, if they're interested, they'll set a date to get together. And that's all it is getting together. But getting together is basically the application process. If you want a simple job, like you want to be a cashier at Walmart, it's a short application. They ask general information, they check you out. If it's cool, say, what the hell? All right. The job you're applying for don't require much, so they don't ask for much. It don't require much, so it don't pay a lot. Now, the long application is reserved for advanced relationships. If you want to be high level manager, you want to be an executive, now that application is very long. All right. If you are going for a simple job, you might get one interview with somebody and they hire you on the spot. Where if it's a major position like a CFO, Vice President of Human Resources, Vice President of facilities management, so to speak. Oh, yeah. Then these are long applications. They're going to want to know your addresses over the last 15 years. They want to know your job history over the last 20 years. They want to know your education. They want to know volunteer work, internships, hobbies. They want to know, then they're going to do a in-depth criminal and credit background check. They're going to make sure they know, if it depends on your level, they might hire a private detective to go to your house and talk to your neighbors, the whole 9 yards. Do you drink? You ever rowdy? You got a lot of women coming and going? Are you stable? Do you get along well with people? This is what you do when you're looking for somebody to fill a power position where they got a lot of control and access to a lot of money and it can make the difference between the life and death of your company. Okay? Now, uh, as in the Moor society, we want very much for people to learn the importance of their relationship. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Now we went over initial meeting, which was the resume period. Then we got to getting together. That's when you're processing the application. And the application includes your name, where you live, my references. You're sitting there, you're talking with the lady, saying, you ever go to church? Oh, I go to Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship. Oh, you know a guy named Jimmy? Jimmy Tate? Yeah, I know Jimmy Tate. Yeah, Jimmy Tate goes to school with my brother. Oh, yeah, that's my man. That's my man. Oh, okay. Well, see, you just established a reference. So you can go back to Jimmy Tate. And, yeah, I know him. Oh, yeah, she's cool, man. That's my partner's sister. That's your reference. Okay? Professional reference, personal reference, right? This is, again, like in the application process. Now, y'all might get together several times because applications have to be processed. Processing an application takes time, whether you're looking for a job or you're looking for a companion. But once you get through from the initial to the hanging to the getting together, then you get to that hanging out period. That hanging out period is the equivalent to a social or professional mixer. You apply for a job, you fill out the application, you talk to some people there, you say, well, I'm really enjoying it. So I say, you know what you need to do? The company is having a Christmas party. And it's going to be a nice little mix. You ought to come meet some of the people there. If you decide to take the position, if you're offered a position, you're going to meet some of the people with whom you're going to be working. It's pretty cool. I'll come to that. I'll say, well, after work, we all go to happy hour over here. You come out there, I introduce you to some people. Social mixes. That's how it would be professional. Okay, well, personally, it's not too different. The hanging out part is when man and woman might get together. They might go Dutch. They might eat, drink. They may not do anything but just talk, shoot pool, chit chat. She'll be with her girls. He'll be with his boys, and they just find a little corner where they can make eye contact and keep a little play by play. And this can go on for a considerable period of time, depending on the nature of the relationship and how serious the two people are about what they want in a relationship. Now you go from when you go to the interview process, we call that talking. They said, "What's up with that dude you met?" "Oh, we talking. We talking, yeah. We used well, we met. We got together a few times. Then we started hanging out. But now we talking. Okay. Oh, cool, cool. So you like him a lot. Oh, yeah, he's cool. Okay, all right. And that's it. Talking. That's that's the interview process. And talking can be you one on one, being more intimate, more personable. It could be you and a panelist interview. You go to a company, sometimes your interview, you might have 4 or 5 people asking you questions, getting feedback, filling you out. You might have to take one of them tests where they test your ethics. Okay, but in relationships, we do that too. We interact with our friends. We let them meet our family members, extended family. We invite them to get together where they can interact with people we love and respect, who we trust their judgment. Say, oh, he seems pretty cool. You better watch him. He's a little shady. Okay. Oh, no, he's cool. He's so cute. Oh, girl, he's so fine. I'm so glad you found somebody nice. And that plays forward. That plays forward. We're talking about the stages, not of the relationship, but the meeting period, the initial meeting to get to know you before you get to the dating. Okay. Now, from talk, this year you get into hooking up. This is when you start talking about a general proposal where you are offered a specific position and you're discussing in detail that position, its availability, and how soon they might want you to start, and what you be doing in detail. Or it might be a more specific position and with an actual job offer, you know, and a period of consideration. hmm When you're given a chance to think about the job offer, because with companies, the more serious the job, it's not enough that you want the position. The position has to be right for you. So the company's looking for a right fit for them. You are looking for a right fit for you. So you're both trying to make a decision on what's best for the both of you. Just like in a relationship. When you're meeting somebody and you get to that stage when y'all hooking up, these are some of the considerations. Now, for that, so you're talking about hooking up is that period between general or specific proposal, period of consideration, and then the acceptance letter. That is when you finally say, you know what, I want the job. I'm taking the job. Yeah, and you're moving forward. You're moving forward. Then you get to the period where you're getting together. What's up with you and your man, the guy you met? Y'all still see each other? Yeah, girl, we got together now. We got together. We going together now. Oh, y'all going together? That's not good, girl. Well, going together, that means you got the job. You've gone through orientation, and now you're on a 30 to 90-day probationary period. This is that period where you actually own a job and they get to see you actually work, see you interact with people. Are you coming in on time? Are you dressed professionally? Are you handling yourself professionally? Are you handling yourself ethically? Are you learning the job and learning it quickly? Do you seem to be adapting? All these questions are being asked by both parties. Do I want to be here? Am I comfortable? Do these, all of that. All right, we're going through the motions, demonstrating our ability. The company is showing you it's serious about its pay, it's serious about its benefits and its perks, and it's serious about the culture it creates. All right? Everybody wants to be welcomed and included, yada, yada. This is the going together period. Now, after the grace period, after the grace period, that's when you get to the point when you say, "Hey, girl, what's up with you and what's up with that dude you met? Oh, that's my man. We're not just going together. That's my man. I'll say that's my lady, man. Y'all know we tight, bro. We tight. It's all that now. See, now you are beginning the dating process. And this is important to understand because one of the reasons why the Moore Society takes this so seriously is because this process can make or break a relationship. This process can have a long standing negative impact on people's interactions. What do I mean? I gave you an example. Let's say you meet a female and y'all do the initial meeting and then y'all get together. If she's confused about the nature of two people coming together, that engagement period before actually dating, she will think of that as a date. And instead of it being a get together where y'all sit and talk and chit chat, she's expecting you to wine and dine her. And it's like, well, no, no, I'm not buying you dinner. I invited here to see if you're somebody with whom I might want to have a drink. And if we have a drink and everything goes flow, then I might one day invite you out to dinner. But I want to see if this 15 to 20-minute visit with a margarita is worth it. You see, because if I sit down and talk to you 15, 20 minutes and you're not what I thought you were, say we can you say, okay, well, nice to meet you and keep going. But if you sit down to a dinner and you get there 15 minutes, you're waiting for your table, then you sit there, you have an aperitif, a before dinner drink, and y'all sitting and talking, then you do hors d'oeuvres, uh, right? And then they sit down and have a salad appetizer, right? Then you have the entree. And depending on the type of restaurant, it might be coming courses. It might be 5 to 7 course meal. Then you got your dessert, you got your coffee, then you got your digestif, your after drink. This could take a couple hours. And it's important for men and women to understand when you initially meet somebody, it's not a date. Don't get it in your head they want to take you out to dinner before they got to know you. Because there's nothing more irritating, more painful than sitting at a dinner with somebody you don't like, with whom you have no interest, and having to make small talk for 2 hours. No, no, no. You gotta get past that. You gotta get your mind right. That's why this period exists. Then you have the other side. You got that female or that male who meets somebody, spends time with that somebody, and they might be at the period of getting together or hanging out. They may have even got to the period where they're talking. And these males or these females start telling their friends and their homies and their coworkers, "This is my boyfriend, we dating." And then what happens is, if during the talking period things don't work out, you go your separate ways. You now have a female who you never really knew talking to people about you. And her opinion is being looked at as an authority. She is an authority. She used to date you. And she starts saying stuff that's not true. And now you're in a position where you're meeting people. You don't know these people, but they've already got predetermined ideas about you, preconceived notions about who you are. And it's like, no, wait, hold on, man. I don't know that girl. She don't know me. We went out for drinks, man. We met, we got together, we hung out a bit, things didn't work out. She went her way, I went mine. Oh no, I thought y'all were dating, man. I thought y'all were this and all. You meet a beautiful woman and find out she's her Sarah. No, oh, I like you, you nice, but you used to date my girl. I can't do that. You date your girl. Pam. She date Pam? No, wait a minute. I didn't date Pam. we went through the early stages of the meet and greet before you get to the dating part. We the early stages we broke that off. We never actually got together. We never actually dated. So y'all never slept together, nothing? No, no, I didn't like all that. Oh, I'm sorry. All this time I've been pushing you back. You've been coming on. As I said, well, I don't do my girl like that. I didn't know y'all didn't have nothing. That's the problem. So you got to be careful. You got to get your mind right, and you got to make sure the person with whom you're getting to know, is keeping their mind right. Don't let folk who don't know you put themselves in a position to pass themselves off as somebody who does. Now, in the Moore Society, being a cultural organization, we want to take this getting together, this hanging out, this talking, this hooking up, this going together, this that's my man period. And we want to make it as structured and as formal as possible. Because what's most important is that people during the initial meeting understand the nature of that meeting, that it is functional, that it is healthy, and that it is progressive, that it is beneficial. That means we want to explore the metaphoric resume period. We want to make sure you're communicating the right information, that you're asking the right questions, that she's asking the right questions, so that you don't waste your time setting up a period for application that don't need to be filled. And when you get to the application process, we need that to be a period that is high speed, intelligent, and in depth. We need it to be high speed. That means you need to be able to meet somebody, gather information, do your background check, prove or disprove what is or isn't about this person, and move to the next level. We want it to be expedient. We want it to be smooth, a smooth transition, a healthy transition. And we need you to know we don't want people, black men and women, black girls and boys, wasting a lot of time and energy and emotion going through a cat raggedy bumpy ride of a journey at this stage. That's no good. As a refined culture, we want to refine how we meet, greet, and get to know each other. This is important, okay? Now, in the moral society, because the union of a man and woman is so important, because their union is the primary institution of humankind. The steps we take to establish holy matrimony is sacred and has to be done properly. And this is one of the reasons why I was inspired to build the Moore Society Incorporated, because we as a people have to get away from the many foreign ideas that we hear on TV and newspapers. We got to get away from the dysfunction, the codependency, and all the destructive path most of us have come to know through social media and television. Being black people in America, one of our biggest challenges is that we are foreigners in a world and we're trying to make ourselves at home. We recognize that we are not white folk. We have never been white folk. We will never be white folk, but we're functioning every day in America, trying to make the sense of Eurocentric thinking, Eurocentric philosophy. One of the biggest challenges for a black man and woman is that we require two educations. Everybody needs an education, but we require two educations. First, we get the education you get in public school, and that's so we can learn how to function every day in America, build a life, build a profession, make some money. But then we need a second education. An education that dispels all the BS, all the drama, all the silliness, all the half truths we learned from the first. We have to embrace an education that is for us, where the world we live in wants to teach us about big business, government, and money. We have to embrace an education that's about God, about family, about love. Where they want you to learn to be a professional man, we want you to learn to be a true man. Where they want you to be a career woman, we want you to learn what it means to be a family woman. We live in a society that teaches you all about making money, building wealth, having careers, And this is formal and it's invested. But when it comes to love, we just supposed to fall in love, cross our fingers, and hope it works. Well, with the Moore Society, it's the exact opposite. We want you to embrace God, life, family, love, and when necessary, fall into a career. It is more important that we embrace virtue and spirituality and not lose ourselves. Be not conformed to the world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of our mind and our heart and our soul. Live in the world, but not allow it to become an intrinsic part of who we are. If America falls like the Titanic, we're not supposed to go down with it. We're supposed to live to build a new nation. So you living in this country and you invest in this country, but you don't lose your heart and soul to it. That's why it's so important that we regroup as a people and do so with a culture that's going to put us on the right path to self-actualization and spiritual enlightenment. Now, this video dealt with that period before dating, that period that's getting us prepared to come together as a couple and get the ball rolling. All right. Now, if you found this video useful, please go down there and push that like button and then hit that subscribe. And this has been the making of a Moore Marriage and Family by the Moore Society Incorporated. And I am Christopher McGee. Okay. Keep your eyes open for the next video. We got some more good stuff coming. All right. Have a good night.